The rain hammered the chapel roof like God's own fury, drowning out the organ's feeble swell as Cody stood at the altar, tuxedo soaked through from the dash across the parking lot. His best man, his brother, whispered, "You sure about this?" But Cody's eyes were locked on the doors, heart slamming against his ribs like it knew the apocalypse was inbound. And then they burst open, and there he was, Alex, drenched and wild-eyed, shouting, "Don't do it, Cody. Don't marry her. Marry me instead." Cody's world tilted on its axis that stormy October afternoon in 2025. Right there in the heart of a sleepy Ohio town where the leaves clung to the maples like desperate lovers refusing to let go. The chapel, Mary's on Elm Street, had been his grandmother's favorite. All stained glass and polished pews that smelled of beeswax and faded dreams. He'd chosen it because tradition mattered. In a family like his, raised on cornfields and Sunday sermons, it was the only anchor he had left. But now, with Alex storming in like a hurricane in human form, tradition felt like a noose tightening around his throat. The congregation gasped, a collective intake of breath that rippled through the aunts and uncles, the cousins who'd driven in from Cleveland, and Sarah, his fiancée, frozen in her ivory lace gown at the other end of the aisle, bouquet trembling in her white-knuckled grip. Cody's mind reeled back 4 years, to the muggy summers and fluorescent-lit dorms of Oberlin College, where Alex had been the thorn in his side, the golden boy everyone worshipped while Cody scraped by in the shadows. It started freshman year, that festering hate. Cody had arrived at Oberlin wide-eyed and terrified, a farm kid from rural Pennsylvania with a secret gnawing at his gut. He was gay. In high school, he'd buried it under football jerseys and awkward dates with cheerleaders. But college was supposed to be freedom. Instead, there's Alex Harlan, broad-shouldered, with that effortless grin and tousled blonde hair that made girls, and more than a few guys, swoon, who turned it into a battlefield. Alex was the king of the frat house. Sigma Chi's star quarterback. The guy who threw Raegers that spilled onto the quad and left the air thick with beer and bad decisions. Cody, majoring in environmental science, kept to the edges, study groups in the library, hikes in the nearby Allegheny foothills, quiet nights scrolling Grindr on his phone under the covers. But fate, or some cruel cosmic joke, threw them together in Bio 101, where Alex slouched in the back row, doodling football plays on his notebook while Cody sat rigid, absorbing every lecture on ecosystems like it was gospel. The first clash came during a group project on wetland conservation. Cody's team included Alex, who showed up late every meeting, cracking jokes about saving the frogs so we can French him later. Cody bit his tongue at first, but when Alex accidentally spilled coffee on their shared laptop, frying the hard drive with half their research, that was it. "You're a goddamn liability," Cody hissed in the hallway after class, cheeks burning. Alex just laughed, clapping a heavy hand on Cody's shoulder, too close, too warm, and said, "Lighten up, farm boy. Life's too short for mud and spreadsheets." From there, it escalated. Alex pranked Cody's dorm room with fake spiders in his sheets, borrowed his bike and left it chained to the dean's statue with a sign reading, "Save the wetlands, ride responsibly." Cody retaliated by slipping vegan leaflets under Alex's door, knowing the guy's love for cheeseburgers was legendary. The campus buzzed with it, the jock versus the eco-nerd, a rivalry that felt scripted for some teen movie. But underneath, for Cody, it was agony. Because every barb, every shove in the hall, ignited something electric in his veins, a pull he couldn't name, a heat that pooled low in his belly when Alex's blue eyes locked on his. Challenging. Alive. Sophomore year. It boiled over at the homecoming bonfire. Bonfires were Oberlin's ritual, flames leaping 20 feet high, fed by fallen branches and student poetry read aloud into the night. Cody had gone alone, nursing a flask of cheap whiskey, trying to forget the grinder date who'd ghosted him after one awkward kiss. The crowd parted, and there was Alex, shirtless and sweat-slicked from tossing logs onto the pyre, muscles rippling under firelight like some Greek god gone rogue. Their eyes met across the flames, and for a heartbeat, the world hushed. Then Alex sauntered over, beer in hand, and slung an arm around Cody's neck. "Truce," he slurred, breath hot against Cody's ear. Cody's heart jackhammered. He could smell Alex's cologne mixed with smoke, feel the solid press of his body. "Screw you," Cody muttered, shoving him away. But his voice cracked, betraying the lie. Alex's laugh was thunder, but his eyes, those damn eyes, held something darker, hungrier. Later that night, Cody jerked off in his bunk to the memory, hating himself more than Alex. By junior year, the hate had layers, like sedimentary rock Cody dissected in geology lab. Alex started showing up at Cody's volunteer gigs, beach cleanups on Lake Erie, where he'd mock the trash pickup but stay till dusk, hauling bags heavier than his ego. "What's your deal, Harlan? Community service hours?" Cody snapped once, gloves smeared with oil from a discarded motor. Alex wiped sweat from his brow, smirking. "Figured you'd drown without me." It was flirtation disguised as antagonism, and Cody knew it, but admitting it would have shattered him. The betrayal came that spring, during finals week. Cody had finally mustered the courage to come out to his roommate, then a study buddy, whispers spreading like wildfire through the LGBTQ+ alliance. He felt raw, disposed, but alive. Until Alex cornered him in the quad, face twisted in something between fury and fear. "Heard you're waving the rainbow flag now. That's brave. Tomboy. Real brave." The words dripped sarcasm, but his grip on Cody's arm was bruising. "What? You gonna hit on the whole team? Keep your shit away from me." Cody yanked free, chest heaving. "Jealous, Harlan? Worried I'll see through that straight boy act." It was a shot in the dark, born of too many stolen glances, but Alex's flinch confirmed it. For a split second, vulnerability cracked his facade, eyes wide, lips parting, before he snarled, "Fuck you, Cody. Stay in your lane." He stormed off, leaving Cody gutted, the secret weaponized into a wedge between them. That summer, Cody interned at a conservation nonprofit in Pittsburgh, bearing the hurt in data entry and trail maintenance. Alex vanished into football camp, but rumors trickled back, hookups with sorority girls, a knee injury sidelining him for the season. Cody told himself it was over. That hate was a clean break. Senior year, they orbited warily, shared classes avoided, parties dodged, until graduation, when Alex clapped him on the back at the ceremony, murmuring, "Don't be a stranger, eco-warrior." Cody shrugged him off, boarding a bus to grad school at Ohio State, vowing never to look back. But life, that stubborn bastard, had other plans. After his master's in sustainability, Cody landed a job at Green Horizon, a Cleveland-based environmental firm fighting fracking in the Marcellus Shale. It was gritty work, lobbying in Harrisburg, rallying locals in diner parking lots, nights poring over maps that bled red with proposed drill sites. He met Sarah at a protest rally, fiery, brunette, a lawyer with a laugh like summer thunder. She grounded him, made the world feel navigable. They dated for 2 years, easy and uncomplicated, until he proposed on a hike in Cuyahoga Valley, ring hidden in his backpack like a talisman against doubt. The wedding planning blurred into a haze of venue tours and cake tastings, but doubt lingered, a shadow Alex had planted. Cody ignored it, chalking it up to cold feet. Until the bachelor party, 3 weeks before the big day, when his brother dragged him to a dive bar in Akron for one last hurrah. Shots of Jameson burned down his throat, laughter echoing off neon signs advertising hams and pierogies. That's when the door swung open, and Alex walked in, older, sharper around the edges, but unmistakably him. 5 years since Oberlin, and he'd bulked up, traded frat boy tees for a fitted button-down rolled to his elbows, tattoo of a compass rose peeking from his cuff. Their eyes locked, and the bars din faded to a buzz. "Cody fucking Reed," Alex drawled, sliding onto the stool beside him. "Heard you're tying the knot. To a girl. Even." Shocking. The old venom laced his words, but his knee brushed Cody's under the bar, lingering a beat too long. Cody's pulse spiked. "What's it to you, Harlan? Still playing straight A?" Alex's grin was wolfish. Came out last year. Mom disowned me. Dad pretends I'm dead. Figured I'd crash your party. See if you've grown a pair. Fate, halting at first, then pouring out like the whiskey. Alex had flamed out of pro football tryouts, knee giving way under pressure. Now he coached high schoolers in Toledo, channeling rage into plays drawn on napkins. The betrayal? I was scared shitless, he admitted, voice low. You coming out? It cracked me open. I lashed out, 'cause I wanted you, and I hated myself for it. Cody's throat tightened, old wounds reopening. You destroyed me. Alex's hand ghosted his. I know. Let me make it right. One thing led to another, stolen kisses in the bar's alley. Alex's mouth hot and demanding against the brick wall, tasting of regret and redemption. It was messy, urgent, a dam breaking after years of denial. They didn't sleep together that night. Alex drove him home, fingers intertwined over the console, promising, this isn't a phase. Codes. It's us. Cody believed him, or wanted to, enough to call off the wedding when the guilt became a tidal wave. Back in the chapel, as lightning cracked outside, Cody stepped down from the altar, ignoring Sarah's choked sob, his brother's bewildered stare. The rain sheeted the windows, blurring the world beyond. Alex stood dripping in the aisle, chest heaving, eyes locked on Cody like he was the only solid thing left. I love you, Alex said, voice breaking over the storm. Always have. From that first goddamn project, when you yelled at me and I saw fire in you. Marry me, Cody. Not her. This. The congregation erupted, whispers turning to shouts. Sarah's maid of honor lunging forward with a cry of betrayal. But Cody crossed the aisle in 3 strides, cupping Alex's face. Thumbs tracing the scar above his eyebrow from a college tackle gone wrong. "You asshole," he whispered, tears mingling with rain on Alex's cheek. "You show up now? After everything?" Alex's laugh was ragged. Better late than never. Sarah fled in a rustle of lace, the guests scattering like leaves in the gale. Cody's family would disown him. Half the town would, but in that moment, with Alex's arms wrapping around him, solid and unyielding, the weight lifted. Hate had been their foreplay, college their battlefield. Soaked and shattered in a chapel-turned-confessional, they began the war to win each other. The fallout hit like a Category 5, uprooting everything Cody thought he knew about roots. By evening, the news had scorched across family group chats. Cody called off the wedding. For a man. That Harlan boy from college. His phone buzzed incessantly, Mom's voicemails laced with scripture and sobs. Dad's curt text, "Don't come home till you fix this mess." Sarah, bless her, sent a single emoji, a broken heart, followed by, "I deserve better. But you deserve real." Cody read it in the cab ride back to his apartment, Alex's hand heavy on his thigh. A silent anchor in the deluge. Cleveland's skyline loomed through the wiper's frantic swipe. All steel girders and glowing billboards hawking craft brews and casino nights. Cody's place was a third-floor walk-up in Tremont, the artsy neighborhood where galleries butted up against Polish delis, and the Cuyahoga River whispered secrets to the bridges overhead. Alex followed him up the creaky stairs, shedding his soaked jacket, water pooling on the scuffed hardwood. "Nice digs," he said, surveying the space, exposed brick walls lined with trail maps and Polaroids from Oberlin hikes. A kitchenette cluttered with reusable mugs and policy briefs. Cody locked the door, leaning against it as if it could hold back the chaos. "What the hell are we doing?" "Alex," his voice cracked, exhaustion bleeding through. Alex crossed the room in 2 strides, backing him against the wood, hands framing his face. "We're starting over. No games. No hiding." Their kiss was slower this time, exploratory, tongues tracing apologies, fingers mapping scars neither had known the other carried. Alex's shirt peeled away to reveal the tattoo's full arc. Inked post coming out, "North is where home is." Cody traced it with his lips, tasting salt and storm. They tumbled into bed, a tangle of limbs and low moans, the city rain a percussion to their rhythm. It wasn't fireworks, it was earthquake, deep, tectonic shifts that left them quaking. Afterward, spent and sticky-sheeted, they lay staring at the ceiling fan's lazy spin. "Tell me about her," Alex murmured, arms slung possessively over Cody's waist. Cody sighed, threading their fingers. Sarah was safe. Smart. She knew I was holding back. But she waited. Good. I hurt her. Alex's grip tightened. "You'll make it right. Apologize. Pay for therapy if you have to. But us? This is non-negotiable." Dawn broke gray and unforgiving, coffee brewing in the French press as they faced the wreckage. Cody called Sarah first, voice thick with shame. "I'm so sorry. It wasn't you, it was me." Unfinished business clawing its way out, she cried, then laughed bitterly. "That Harlan prick? Figures. The one you ranted about for years? Be happy, Cody. But if he breaks you again, I'll sue his ass." They ended on a fragile peace. Her forgiveness a bomb he didn't deserve. Work was a minefield. Green Horizon's office? A converted warehouse buzzing with activists in flannel and Doc Martens? Hummed with gossip by noon. His boss? Elena, a no-nonsense Latina with a PhD in climatology, pulled him into her glass-walled office. Heard about the chapel fiasco. You okay? Cody slumped in the chair, fiddling with a stress ball shaped like the earth. Define okay. Family's icing me out. Town's talking. And now I'm dating the guy who made my college life hell. Elena leaned forward, eyes sharp. Hell can forge diamonds. Just don't let it bury you. Alex's world wasn't kinder. Coaching at a public high school in Toledo meant navigating Bible Belt undercurrents, where family values, curricula skirted queer inclusion like landmines. He'd come out publicly after a star player, outed by a teammate's slur, attempted suicide. Alex had gone to the mat, speeches at assemblies, pride flags in the locker room, earning him a transfer threat from the superintendent. They call me the agenda pusher, he told Cody over takeout Pyrrhus that night, driving the hour between cities like it was nothing. But those kids? They need to see it's okay to be you. Their dates were stolen moments, picnics on the lakefront, where gulls wheeled over freighters and Cody sketched restoration plans while Alex tossed a frisbee, laughing when it sailed into the waves. Or dive bar karaoke in the flats, belting Springsteen till hoarse. Alex's baritone harmonizing with Cody's tenor on Thunder Road, hands brushing under the table. Romance bloomed in the mundane. Alex texting good morning memes of koalas hugging eucalyptus. Cody leaving voicemails of trail recommendations. Voice husky with want. But conflict simmered. Old resentments bubbling like fault lines. 2 months in. At a holiday party thrown by mutual Oberlin alums in Columbus, it erupted. The loft space overlooked the Scioto River. Fairy lights twinkling against floor-to-ceiling windows. Eggnog flowing freer than the Ohio winters outside. Cody spotted their old Bio 101 professor, regaling a circle with tales of those two firecrackers. Reed and Harlan thought they'd kill each other before midterms. Laughter rippled. But when Alex joined, clapping Cody's back too hard, the room's eyes lingered. Later, buzzed on spiked cider. An ex-frat brother cornered Cody in the kitchen. Alex? After all that beef? You're slumming it. Cody's fists clenched. Slumming? He's more real than any of you posers. The guy scoffed. He used you back then, bet he's doing it now. Golden boys always needed a sidekick. A doubt wormed in. And when Alex found him, flushed and fuming, Cody lashed out. That your type? Reliving the glory days by dragging me down. Alex's face shuddered. What the fuck? Coates? I'm here. Every weekend? Fighting for us. And you throw college in my face? They argued in the alley. Snow flurrying like daggers. Voices echoing off brick. You betrayed me, Cody shouted. Called me out like I was diseased. Alex recoiled as if slapped. I was a coward, protecting myself by hurting you. But I've changed. Therapy? Rallies? Owning my shit. If you can't see that, twuck. He stormed to his truck. Tires spinning slush as he peeled out. Cody spent Christmas alone. Holed up with mulled wine and a Hallmark movie he hated. The tree his sister had shipped wilting in the corner. Texts to Alex went unread, voicemails piled up like unanswered prayers. New Year's Eve. He drove to Toledo uninvited, pounding on Alex's bungalow door till a bleary-eyed neighbor threatened to call the cops. Alex answered in sweats. Erect. Eyes red-rimmed. Go home, Cody. But Cody shoved inside, collapsing onto the couch amid coaching playbooks and protein shakes. I can't. Hit you? Yeah. I did. But it's love now. Terrifying, all-consuming love. Don't make me lose it. Alex sank beside him, head in hands. I almost proposed that night in the chapel. Ring's been in my glove box since Thanksgiving. They cried then, ugly and cathartic, before making love on the rug by a dying fire, slow, reverent, sealing promises in sweat and whispers. Resolution came tentative, weekly check-ins. No more ghosts haunting their bed. Spring thawed the ice, but not without trials. Cody's family thawed slowest, Mom's first call in April. Tentative, if he makes you happy. Son. But church says, Cody cut her off gently. Love's the only gospel I need. Dad came around at a forced Easter dinner. Gruff handshake to Alex over ham and deviled eggs. Hurt him. You're dead to me. Alex nodded solemnly. Already half dead without him. Sir. By summer. They were a unit, weekends kayaking the mommy, arguing over takeout, Cody's kale salads versus Alex's ribs. Building a life from the rubble. But the real storm brewed in August, when Alex's school board voted on his contract renewal. Whispers of inappropriate conduct from conservative parents, fueled by a viral photo of him at Pride with Cody's arm around his waist. They're gunning for me, Alex confessed over beers at a lakeside bonfire, flames mirroring the anxiety in his eyes. Cody pulled him close. Fight it. With me. The hearing was a circus, wood-paneled room in the district office, packed with suits and supporters. Alex testified, voice steady, I coach hearts, not just hands. These kids deserve mirrors, not masks. Cody spoke next. Palm slick, Alex saved lives, mine included. Firing him? That's the real agenda. Cheers erupted from the back. Allies from GLSEN and local unions. The board deadlocked, tabling the vote. But the threat hung like humidity before a squall. That night, driving home through Firefly Fields, Alex pulled over on a county road, stars wheeling overhead. He dropped to one knee in the gravel, ring glinting, a simple band of recycled gold. Engraved north. Marry me, Cody read. Against the odds. The hate. The world. Be my home. Tears blurred the facets. Yes, Cody choked. 1,000 times. Engagement was a declaration of war. And the battlefield stretched from Ohio's Rust Belt heartland to the fluorescent-lit aisles of big-box wedding stores. Cody and Alex dove in headfirst. High on the recklessness of it all, registry lists scrawled on napkins at Waffle House. Save the dates mocked up on Canva with a photo of them kissing atop a reclaimed landfill, symbolizing love from waste. But America in 2025 wasn't kind to queer weddings in the flyover states. It was a patchwork of progress and pushback, where Obergefell v. Hodges hung by threads frayed by state legislatures and Supreme Court whispers. Their first clash came at the venue hunt. Cody dreamed of something rustic, a barn in the Hocking Hills, wildflowers and whiskey barrels under string lights. Alex, ever the strategist, pushed for City Hall, quick. No drama, They compromised on a vineyard outside Akron. Rolling hills of Cabernet grapes that evoked Napa dreams on a Midwest budget. The owner, a silver-haired dyke named Rita who'd marched at Stonewall, grinned at their story. Hated him in college? Punny. That's foreplay. Booked. Family buy-in was thornier. Cody's folks hosted a barbecue to meet the fiancé properly, tension thick as the smoke from Dad's grill. Mom fussed over potato salad, eyes darting to Alex like he might sprout horns. So, Harlan, she ventured, passing coleslaw. What's your plan? Kids? Church. Alex met her gaze. Fork pausing. Plans loving your son till it hurts. Kids? Maybe fostering. If Cody's game. Church? We'll make our own pews. Dad grunted approval over ribs, but later pulled Cody aside. He's got fire. Don't snuff it. It was as close to blessing as they'd get. Alex's side was a ghost town. His mom, remarried to a golf pro in Florida, sent a check with a note, use it for therapy. This phase will pass. A retired auto worker in Detroit, ignored the invite altogether. Screw him, Alex said, crumpling the cardstock. We've got each other. But Cody saw the fracture, the way Alex's laugh hollowed at family toasts. How he'd trace his tattoo like a lifeline. To mend it, Cody surprised him with a road trip, Detroit's Motown Museum, where they slow dance to Ain't No Mountain High Enough in an empty exhibit hall. Curators wink granting privacy. Your home's here, Cody murmured against his neck. With me. Work amplified the stakes. Green Horizon tapped Cody for a lead role in a class action suit against a pipeline giant, meaning depositions in Pittsburgh and D.C. Trips that stretched weeks. Alex's coaching season ramped up, fall practices bleeding into film sessions till midnight. Dates became FaceTime calls, Alex in his office chair, Cody hotel-bound, sharing screens of cake flavors and tux fittings. Black bow tie or skinny? Alex teased, flexing for the camera. Bow tie. Makes you look like a rogue diplomat. Laughter bridged the miles, but loneliness gnawed. The betrayal reared its head in October, insidious as autumn fog. It started with an email to Cody's inbox, anonymous, from a throwaway account. Ask your fiancé about sophomore year. The real reason he hated you. Attached, screenshots of old texts. Alex to a buddy, that read kids got it bad for me. Creepy as fuck. Gonna shut him down. Cody's stomach plummeted. Memories flooding, the quad confrontation. Alex's flinch. The venom. Was it all a ploy? A midlife crisis fuckboy move? He confronted Alex after practice, waiting in the stadium bleachers as the team cleared the field. Echoes of whistles fading into dusk. Alex jogged over, helmet under arm, sweat-damp jersey clinging. Babe, you look like you saw a ghost. Cody thrust the phone forward, voice steel. Explain this. Alex scanned, color draining. Shit. That was. I was spiraling. Hiding from myself. Projecting onto you. Cody's eyes burned. Projecting? You called me creepy. Used it to bully me out of your orbit because you couldn't face your own shit. Alex dropped to the turf. Head bowed. Guilty. I was toxic, drunk on denial. Scared of what you stirred up. But those texts? Buried history. I've atoned. Came out, chased you down in that chapel. If you can't trust this, He gestured between them. Then end it. Silence stretched, broken only by distant traffic on I-75. Cody knelt, cupping Alex's jaw, forcing eye contact. I trust the man in front of me, not the boy who ran. But hurt me like that again? We're done. Alex nodded, tears carving tracks through turf-streaked cheeks. Never. Swear on the field. Healing meant excavation. They started couples counseling with a queer therapist in Cleveland, sessions in a cozy office overlooking the flats, where barges groaned like old lovers. With her warm chai voice and noble shit charts, unpacked the layers, Alex's internalized homophobia from a hypermask upbringing, Cody's abandonment wounds from a conservative childhood. Hate was your love language, she said. Now learn the new one. Homework, love letters. Read aloud over candlelit dinners. Cody's was raw. You were my villain. My villain, my mirror. Now you're my north. Alex's, I broke you to break myself. Let me build us unbreakable. The high came at their joint bachelor party, a low-key cabin rental in the Smokies. Invited friends from Oberlin and work. No strippers. Just mores and storytelling around a fire pit. Hale showed. Toasting, to rivals turned soulmates, may your ecosystem thrive. They skinny dipped in a mountain stream at midnight. Water shuckled. Alex's body a warm buoy against Cody's. Forever starts now, he whispered, nipping Cody's earlobe. Back at the fire, under a quilt of stars, they made promises etched in embers. But climax loomed, a perfect storm of external forces. November brought the school board's final vote on Alex's contract. Leaked agendas screaming moral clause violation. Protests swelled, pickets outside the admin building. Hashtags like Coach for All trending in Ohio's queer corners. Cody rallied allies, Green Horizons Network, Sir Even, who lawyered up pro bono. The night before the vote, they holed up in Cody's apartment, pacing like caged wolves. If they fire me, Alex said, voice frayed, we move. Portland, Austin, somewhere rainbow's the default. Cody pulled him down, straddling his lap. We fight here. Our roots run deep. The hearing packed the auditorium, parents on both sides, media trucks idling curbside. Alex spoke last, unscripted. I teach resilience, on the field, in the heart. Firing me teaches fear. Choose better. The board voted 4-3 to retain. Cheers shaking the rafters. Reporters swarmed, but Cody and Alex slipped away, hands clasped, into the crisp night. We won, Alex breathed. Cody grinned. Feral. Round 1. Yet victory soured swiftly. That weekend, en route to Tux Fittings in Columbus, a pickup truck tailgate their Prius on Route 71, close. Then closer. Confederate flag decal flapping like a taunt. It rammed them at 80, metal screeching, world inverting in a crunch of guardrail and glass. They spun out, airbags blooming like bruises, coming to rest in the median, hearts pounding in sync. No major injuries, whiplash. A busted taillight, but the message was clear, not in our town. State police called it road rage. Cody knew malice. Hiding in the ER waiting room. Stitches fresh on Alex's brow. He whispered, is this worth it? The hits, Alex. bandaged and battered, kissed his knuckles. Every scar's a story. Ours ends in vows. December dawned brittle. The wreck a specter haunting their dreams, tires screaming. Alex's shout cut short by impact. Insurance claims dragged. Repairs sidelined their car for weeks, forcing Ubers to venue dry runs and florist meetings. But resilience, that Oberlin-forged steel, bent them toward the light. They postponed the wedding to Valentine's weekend, giving time for healing, physical therapy for Alex's tweaked shoulder, emotional deep dives over hot toddies in Tremont cafes, where baristas knew their orders, black coffee for Cody, Americano with oat milk for Alex. The hate mail trickled in post-rec, typed letters to Cody's office. Sinners get what's coming. Unsigned but scented with printer ink and vitriol. Alex's school upped security. A rainbow decal on his office door vandalized overnight. They're scared, Cody said. Scrubbing graffiti at dawn. Alex beside him with a wire brush. Of love that won't kneel. Alex nodded, sudsing a sponge. Let him rage. We're the storm now. To counter. They leaned into community, volunteering at a queer youth center in Cleveland, where teens with stories mirroring their own gathered for game nights and gender panels. One kid, Timmy, 16 and freshly out, clutched Cody's sleeve after a workshop. You two give me hope. College won't break me like it almost did you. Alex ruffled his hair. Benz? Doesn't break. Promise. Those nights fueled them, turning personal pain into public purpose. Wedding prep became ritual, tastings at the vineyard, where Rita paired Cap Francs with chocolate ganache. Declaring, bitter notes make the sweet sing. Invites went out on handmade paper, embossed with intertwined roots, a nod to Cody's eco-heart and their tangled history. Guest list topped 80, Oberlin crew, Green Horizon activists, Alex's team parents who'd defected to Team Love. No family from Alex's side. But Cody showed, mom baking pies, dad grumbling over boutonnieres but tying them with calloused hands. The bachelor eve was intimate, a cabin redux, this time in the Cuyahoga Valley snowshoeing by day, whiskey sours by night. Friends shared roasts. Hail on their bio 101 enemies to lovers arc, but toasts turned tender. Sarah arrived unannounced, envelope in hand, annulment papers, signed with a flourish. Closure for me, she said, hugging Cody fierce. Happiness for you. Alex pulled her into the circle. To the woman who let go so we could hold on. Dawn of the day. Nerves jangled like sleigh bells. Cody dressed in the vineyard's loft. Mirror reflecting a man transformed, tailored black tux hugging his lean frame. Hazel eyes bright with terror and joy. Hair tamed but rebellious. His brother adjusted the boutonniere, a sprig of evergreen for endurance, clapping his shoulder. Proud of you. Codes. He's the real deal. Guests milled under heated tents. Fairy lights winking against frost-laced vines. A string quartet tuning, at last. Alex waited at the arbor. Resplendent in navy. Blonde hair catching the weak sun like a halo. When they met Cody's across the rows. Held oceans, regrets blue tempered by love's gold. Vows were handwritten. Voices steady despite the lump in throats. Cody first, I hated you for cracking my world. For making me see myself raw. But that hate was hunger, for you? For us. I vow to nourish it. Through pipelines and prejudices. till our roots entwine eternal. Alex's turn. Hand trembling in Cody's. You are my mirror. My monster. My muse. I betrayed us once, never again. I vow to be your north, your storm, your home, against every odd, every outlaw heart. Rings exchanged, simple bands, warmed by body heat, sealed with a kiss that tasted of salt and forever. Cheers erupting like fireworks. The reception unfolded in laughter and lamb, toasts from Elena on ecosystems of the heart, dances to Chapel Roan and classic soul. Cake a towering confection of lemonberry layers, symbolizing tart beginnings yielding sweet ends. As dusk fell, they slipped away to a hillock overlooking the vineyard. Blankets wrapped against the chill, champagne flutes clinking. Fireworks, legal in Ohio that year, bloomed overhead, reds and golds mirroring the flush on Alex's cheeks. Married, he marveled, head on Cody's shoulder. To you. After all that shit, Cody traced his ring. Worth every scar. We're proof love doesn't conquer hate, it outlasts it. Months blurred into marital bliss laced with reality. They bought a fixer-upper in Lakewood, a lakeside suburb where porches hosted block parties and pride flags fluttered year-round. Cody led a fracking ban campaign. Alex mentored a queer athletes group. Their evenings a rhythm of shared suppers and Sunday hikes, where arguments over recycling dissolved into laughter. Challenges lingered, therapy for Alex's family ghosts, advocacy against rising anti-LGBTQ bills, but they faced them shoulder to shoulder. A united front. 1 year on, at their anniversary bonfire, echoing Oberlin's flames, they burned old hate letters in the pit, ashes swirling skyward like released sins. To more wars won, Alex toasted, pulling Cody close. And hearts united. Under the stars, in the heart of America, flawed, fist, their own kiss. The odds not just beaten, but embraced. Epilogue whispers, a fostering license approved, a little brother named Jamie joining their fold, campaigns victorious, scars faded to stories. In the end, hate hadn't divided them, it had distilled them, pure and unbreakable. For in the odds, they found grace.